You are operating a mini bank and you are once a banker before. You know the law. Why must you transfer such amount just based on risk to someone?
He's a very good close customer. And because of grandma, that transaction was obliged. If not, we don't allow such.
Ní shop màmá pè mí pé kí n wá bá wọn ṣerun, so òun ní call yẹn fi wá wọlé, so ìgbà tí call yẹn dẹ̀ wọlé mo bá wọn pick ẹ̀, so wọ́n wá ní pé bàbá Basit pé àwọn láàárọ̀ nídàájí wípé òun ń bọ̀ wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wọn wípé and then àwọn ti dáná fún, so òun ló fi wá pè ní time tèmi náà fi ń bá wọn ṣerun, so time ìgbà tó dẹ̀ máa fi pè wọ́n yẹn ló wá ní accident kíní kan, so ẹ̀rù ti bà màmá, wọ́n ní kí n jọ kí báwọn gba phone kí báwọn bá ẹni ẹ̀ pé àwọn understand, so mo ṣáà gba phone ẹ̀ ló ó ní ìwọ ni bàbá Basit pé òun bọ̀ wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ grandma pé ó wá lá pé accident ṣàṣẹlẹ̀ ní garage wípé lasma mú òun road safety mú òun wípé òun ní cash lọ́wọ́ wípé bọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá yẹn ò gba cash wípé kí màmá báwọn lọ sí POS pé kó jọ pé tóun bá ti dé òun máa fún wọn ní cash, so òun ni màmá wa ń lọ, màmá tí wá dé POS wọ́n wá padà wọ́n ní àwọn ò mójútó POS pé kí wá bá wọn ṣe, òun ni mo fi gba fóònù tí mo fi lọ síbi POS Edward, so gba tí mo dẹ̀ débẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ sọ fún gẹ́yẹn pé wọ́n fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù, ó dẹ̀ gba fóònù ó dẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n wá send wọ́n pe account number fún, then ó ń kọ sílẹ̀, so ló fi ń ṣe transaction yẹn.
Before she got to me, she was on call. And when she got to my place, she told the person that, okay, she's here now. So the person asked her to give me the phone. So when she gave me the phone, I spoke with the person, which is what we normally do. Either have to explain things to customer that doesn't understand. So I had to collect the phone from her and I explained to the person, and the person was like, okay, he wants to make a deposit of 50,000, and I told him the charges is 300, and he said that I should not worry, that he's going to pay more than the charges, and I told him that no. So he was calling the account number from me on phone, and I was written it down in our register. So I had to call head office that they should please make the transaction very fast because it's a matter of urgency. I called the first one that I should transfer 50,000. They called the second one. So after a while, the grandma came. The lady was with me then. The grandma came and the grandma was like, what's going on? How can his son-in-law be paying such amount of money that it needs to be at the garage? So the lady was telling the grandma that the grandma should calm down, and immediately the man called and told the grandma was like, okay, let me speak to him. So the man called and he was telling the grandma that the grandma should not worry, that the grandma should be going home, that very soon he will join her. So the lady walked the grandma home and the lady came back. And when the lady came back, she was even the one telling me that I should not worry, that the man is not like that he's going to pay when he gets back. Okay, even before then, he now asked me to send another 50,000 to different accounts. So I had to do it. So I transferred the money up to, I guess, the last one when the grandma now came. And the grandma was like, she started shouting that we should not send any money, we should not do this, we should not do that. And still, the lady was still telling the grandma to calm down, that the man is almost done and he will be here with them and stuff like that. But the grandma didn't accept it. She was just shouting, and from there, people were here and they were like, we have been duped, it's Fraudster, stuff like that. So immediately I heard that, I called my boss to come over.
So but later, mo kọ́ àwọn pé ẹ dúró yín náà dẹ̀ mò ń send owó látàárọ̀, wọ́n á ní pé kó stop pé èló ni owó tó ti ṣe, wọ́n á ní 250,000. Mo ní 250,000 for what? Ibẹ̀ ni èmi náà ṣiṣẹ́ wọn get pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, kí ló ṣe mí. So ìgbà later ṣàmúṣà wálé, mo wá kí màmá pé 250,000 nílé yìí send o pé kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí. So a ṣáà pé nọ́mbà yẹn padà, ó ṣáà ń sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn èèyàn ṣáà gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ mi pé bàbá Basit pé báwo ló ṣe máa ní kó send 200,000, the next thing fóònù yẹn wà switch off. So mo fi wá lọ síbi iṣẹ́ ọkọ mi, mo wá lọ bá níbi iṣẹ́ pé nǹkan báyìí ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé o, pé kó máa bọ̀ o. So and then Edward náà dẹ̀ ti dé.
On that fateful day I was at office, when my wife called. She called several times, but I wasn't with my phone then. I was charging it at the second office. So getting there, I saw 21 missed call. So when I died to call, coming out, I saw her coming to my office. What happened? She said there's an issue of scam or fraud. She didn't know much about my family. She was just close to 6 or 7 months then when we got together. Getting home, I met Mr. Edward. And I tell Mr. Edward, you are operating a mini bank and you are once a banker before. You know the law. Why must you transfer such amount just based on risk to someone? You have the account that you transfer the money to. He said, yes. Let's go to the bank. Which of the bank? He said, one is First Bank. Then we both went. Based on our agreement is that getting there, we want to track those perpetrators, those scams. When we get to the First Bank that day, with glory of God, the manager assisted us very well. Which she checked on the account and she said, yes, truly the money came in, but they have taken the money. But she cannot provide the statement of account that we should go and inform the police. So getting to police station, we met the DPO and some constable, 3 constables. So we narrated our stories that this is the issue, this is what happened. Well, to my surprise, the DPO now said simply because my mother and my wife was involved that I'm drawn to pay. I was shocked that I'm drawn to pay sum of 250,000, which I know nothing about. I'm just a different body. But I couldn't argue because it was night. And immediately they lock up my wife and the lady. Come, this is why we are here, is for tracking. So are they saying that those perpetrators will go scot-free, that I will be the one to pay sum of 250,000? They now writed an undertaking that I should sign, which I signed it under duress. When my wife was locked, the girl too was inside the cell, and I look at it, they are all ladies. Anything can happen. I can't leave my wife at the custody, then come home and sleep. They asked me to bail them for 20,000, which I did.
He didn't sign under duress or being forced. When the police told him that, okay, since you said you pay the money, you have to sign an undertaking. And he said, yes, that he's going to sign, that he's going to pay the money. And he even chose the month he's going to pay the money himself. And by the end of the month, that he's going to pay.
When my staff called me that this is what is transpiring between herself, grandma, and the daughter-in-law, I had to rush down and get into the Odokekere office. I now went to grandma in the house. She explained everything, how they called her that they are coming and what happened. So we have to call her son. He came and we went to the bank swiftly to see if the bank can help us to get the cash. But the bank told us that first and foremost, the money has been withdrawn. The money has been withdrawn, that we need to get to the police station to make a statement. Thereafter, we can also get court order, which they will obey and exhume all the particulars of the account holders. So we did that. We rushed to the police station. We incidented the case, and the police swung into action immediately. And they said his wife is the first suspect. You know you don't have cash, you want to send to your brother-in-law, and you are going to POS to plead and beg that the man is coming now, he has money. So they said she is the first suspect. They took her behind the counter. Then they also took my staff behind the counter. Thereafter, they said they are going to proceed the case to court. So at that point, Mr. Abiodun now said he would prefer to settle out of court. If possible, he would love to pay the money. They now said, well, if that is the case, he will have to sign an undertaking. So they told him and myself to go outside to discuss the time frame and what is obtainable. So he said he will be able to pay at the end of September. So I said I accepted and said, okay, no problem. So we went back and he wrote the undertaking, we signed. But unfortunately, at the end of September came, I didn't see any credit to my account. I didn't see Mr. Abiodun. So I went back to the police station to inform them that Mr. Abiodun has refused to credit my account. So within the next few days, they came to his house and they met the father. The father was being interrogated. They were talking to him when Mr. Abiodun came. This is October, and you have still not paid. What is happening? He now said, okay, let him call his lawyer, that they will come to the police station. He called the lawyer, and the lawyer confirmed that, okay, himself being the lawyer and Mr. Abiodun, they will come to the police station within a few days. On the day they said they will come, they didn't come. Thereafter, they came to the house again. At that point, they met the father outside. He said that Mr. Abiodun and everybody has traveled. And while he was saying that, the policewoman now said, okay, call him. So he sent one of the grandsons or grandchildren to go and bring his phone. While the grandchild was going to bring the phone from the parlor, because the parlor door was open, we're looking through into the dining. Then the dining window was also open. The curtain was open. Lo and behold, I just saw Mr. Abiodun hiding at the back of the house behind the dining window. And I told the policewoman, look at Mr. Abiodun that they say he has traveled. Look at him at the back of the house. He's hiding there, he's hiding there. So when he saw that we have seen him, he now had to come out. He now came out and met with the police, and he now called his lawyer. The lawyer said they were going to come the following day, or I think the following day. So they left, the police left. The day they were to come again, the lawyer and himself didn't show up. So at that point, the police had to now go and look for him in his working place. The chief CSO of that institution had to call him and summon him to his office. So he heard him and he heard the police woman, and the chief CSO told the police that they can write to the institution. So from then till now, Mr. Abiodun has not reported at the police station, and he has not allowed the case to go to court so that the full-blown investigation will take place.
They now start trailing me with Edward coming down to my home, that I was invited, and I've taken a lawyer immediately that this is what happened. I've explained to the lawyer wrote a petition, and which the state headquarters have asked them to withdraw the case. I worked at Lagos State Polytechnic. They trained me down to Lagos State Polytechnic. They come to my CSO's office, seek for my invitation, which the CSO asked them to go and call me. Then when I arrived, the CSO asked me 1 or 2 questions. That what really happened, I told him. And the CSO now asked them, is it true that you have been receiving a signal from the state headquarters? The IPO said yes. The CSO now said, so far you have been receiving a signal from the CSO, the state headquarters. Go and do your needful. Take the file down to the state headquarters. The next day, very early in the morning, I think it was around 6:30, they drive down to my house with full armed bosses, with guns, seek for my arrest. The glory of God, I wasn't at home. I was inside, yes, I was inside bathing, but my children said, I've left to work. The issue is that they should investigate or trade this account, because the account has been named, registered, and it has a BVN, and it's just 3 accounts. I believe the police are capable to address this issue proper and to apprehend these perpetrators. Fine, but why me? So I now look at the scenario that if I've been treasoning in my father's land with gun, with a crime I know nothing about, asking me to come and pay a sum of 250,000, which I don't have, I'm a civil servant. After everything, my loan and everything, my take home is just 35,000 naira. Where should I get? Are they telling me that I should go and steal, or I should go and rob to come and pay? And even blaspheming my name, as if many people will look at it as if maybe I'm a scammer or I'm a fraudulent or whatsoever, including Edward threatening me. I didn't collect money from him. I did not know anything about it. He is the one that transferred the money to such account. He knows those accounts and he knows what to do. That's why I now started shouting up that Nigerians should assist me because my life is at risk. Truly, my mother was a citizen of the United States. So definitely I know people behind, within the facility, knows what is going on. And that is why I kick for at least apprehending those people. Justice have to be done. Some people will not just sit down somewhere thinking that they will not do anything, trying to scam some people to make money from some people that are working.
The DCO, when we got to the DCO's office, he told us that tracking, there's something they call tracking, apart from the court order, which can bring out everything about the suspects, their account, they will trace them, both with their BVN and everything. That is the best way we're hoping we will go. The other option is tracking, and tracking is very expensive. Tracking is very expensive, and in most times it takes a lot of months or weeks, or it takes time. And the police said tracking was not officially working at that time. So instead of paying 100,000 for tracking and you are looking for 250,000, you better just save that money and add it and make the payment of the 250,000. So, but be that as it may, the court order does not need payment of money. By the time the court goes to trial, goes to the court will issue an order to the bank that they want to see these their customers. And the bank will have to produce them because it's part of know your customers. So presently, Mr. Abiodun does not want this case to go to court. Himself and the family, they are all running. We cannot see them, But let the law take its course.
Nigeria is my father's land. I'm not running to anywhere. And I don't see whereby somebody will start trailing me, because now my life is at risk. Trailing me for what I did not know. Those penetrators should bring to book. At least there are 3. If they are getting one, they have gotten the 2 others.